Okay, so we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Lions Lounge Lockdown, episode 30. A man that needs no introduction, a Millwall legend, Jimmy Abdou. Jimmy, thanks for joining us, mate.
No problem.
Brilliant. Absolutely over the moon to have you on. 10 years a Millwall player, 2008 to 2018. Just short of 300 appearances, 8 goals. You joined Millwall from Plymouth Argyle.
Yeah, that's
How
right.
did that come about?
It happened so quick, you know. I was on my way back from France. I was on holiday, and I didn't sign my contract at Plymouth because I signed 1 year the year before. So on the way up, my agent told me that Millwall was interested to sign me, and because I wasn't sure to start Plymouth because the manager over there was post-Turok. He wasn't sure about me, but I got the opportunity to come to Millwall, and I didn't think twice. I said yes. Then I grabbed my stuff at Plymouth, and I drive straight away to London.
Yes, a very different world, Devon to South Bermondsey.
Yeah, it's a long way to go, to be fair. I don't remember. I drove the whole night, I think about 4 hours, 5 hours, I can't remember. So yeah, it was a long way, yeah.
What division were Plymouth in at this point? Were they below Millwall?
No, I signed in Championship. They were in Championship, yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, because I just thought, it seems a scandalous almost to let you go on a free transfer, considering the career you then had at Millwall, you know. Sturrock definitely done a wrong on there, mate.
Ask him, probably. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, you know, because I think just after I left, they had a trouble as well, financial, I think, something like that. So yeah, it was a good escape for me because, you know, I come to Millwall, and the year after that, I've done 10 years, so buzzing for that, yeah.
What was your first impressions of the club?
I remember to come to the ground, my first game, and just the atmosphere, you know, the stadium, everything was big for me. And I realized that, yeah, that's England. You know, that's the when I feel that, you know, the atmosphere inside the ground as well with the fans, yeah.
Well, you signed your debut. Do you remember your debut?
I think
I can jog your memory if you want. It was a 4-3 defeat.
Oh, Oldham, yeah.
Way to Oldham, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I remember a little bit, yeah. But yeah, I think
a very eventful. I mean, we let 4 goals in. I'll tell you 4 of the back 5 from that day was David Ford in goal, Alan Dunn, Tony Craig, Paul Robinson. That's 4 Millwall legends here. I don't know how they've managed to let 4 in at Oldham, but
yeah, I remember. Yeah. But you know, it finished 4-3. Yeah, but I was upset for that game as well. I can't remember if I played well as well, but you know, first game of the season, you know, away from home, but 4-3, you know, it's a bit hard, yeah.
Yeah, it's a harsh one, but we got going in the end that season. We got going in the end. You scored your first goal, Tranmere away, another away game.
Yeah, I remember the run from the halfway line. I think it was Trezor Candle, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He just passed me the ball through, and I just have to tap in, and so yeah, it was the first goal at Millwall, yeah.
What was Kenny Jackett like for you as a manager?
He was the man. I think he's the key my whole career, to be fair. I learned a lot. You know, I don't have any too many words to explain what I feel.
Yeah,
for the manager, great man, great manager, and I'm grateful for everything I had in my career. So, he's the man.
He's the man. Very well said, Mark. I couldn't agree more. So that Tranmere game when you got your first Millwall goal, that had come off the back of a 4-0 home defeat to MK Dons. After that, we went on I think we only lost 1 out of the next 18 games, and that drives us towards the playoffs. Of course, we finished 5th. Leeds finished 4th. And the home leg, a 1-0 win over Leeds. We always seem to do the business over Leeds, didn't we? And a certain man in particular has always had a very good effect on them. Neil Harris scores the goal.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that day?
Yeah, I remember that day. I remember exactly. You know, it's always, you know, Millwall against Leeds, always special. It's always special, and I feel that straight away. Especially that day, you know, the only thing we wanted was to get through that and, you know, to get to the final. So you know it's going to be tough. And it was tough with both legs. So yeah, great game.
Yeah, well, that put us halfway there. Let's talk about the away leg. A massive night in Millwall's history, of course, and a goal for you, a collector's item.
Yeah, it was the highest in my career. I think of Millwall is the moment, you know, and for me where everything stopped. To be fair, that night was so special, and managed to get a goal, only goal for us, and we get through to the final. Yeah. And especially after the game, you know, with a celebration with the fans, you know, in the changing room as well. On the way back to home, it was something I will never forget, to be fair. And it was, great moment.
Yeah, I've watched that clip of you scoring. I watched it back hundreds of times over the last couple of days at least. Just brilliant the way you run towards the bench, just screaming, and the Sky camera got proper close in on you, didn't it? And you're just like, come on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you can't, you know, I watched it again and again as well after that. But that's the moment you dream when you play football, you know. And it was, amazing, yeah.
Back to Whitbread. Well played. Folder. And another good ball to Martin. Plenty in the middle here for Millwall. Taking it very close to the byline, but still gets his cross in. Oh, they've scored! Jimmy Abdou has scored the goal that could well send Millwall to Wembley.
Well, we said how outstanding he had been in the first half, didn't we? Absolutely outstanding, but once again, it's Dave Martin on the left wing. Just watch how well he does. This is fantastic wing play. Gets to the byline and stands it up. It's struck back in, and Jimmy Abdou in the perfect position to take advantage of that knockback. Brilliant wing play. And he's took a gamble, hasn't he, the midfielder? He's got himself into the penalty area between the posts.
It's a time in the club we look back on with fond memories, and then when I'm researching it today, I'm thinking it's very easy to understand why. I mean, it's an absolute legend overload. You've got yourself in there, Neil Harris, the back four I already mentioned. It was a brilliant time at the club, wasn't it? Some brilliant players. Yeah,
because I think the year before I came to Millwall, I think they would be struggling, you know, in the division, and with Kenny Jackett, you know, he try to bring fresh air, to bring another philosophy, and I think that every player was at a time they managed to do well as well. They had a great career after that, and we had a good squad, good team, good players, and fit very well in the mentality of the club, and we managed to have a good career and a good run during the years.
Well, I mean, for the highs of the Leeds win, unfortunately, the lows of the final at Wembley, the first year against Scunthorpe, obviously we lose 3-2. A mad day for many reasons. One, because Martin Wolford scored 2, and it would end up joining us later on. But Gary Alexander's goal, do you remember that?
Yeah. Best goal I've ever seen at Wembley. So I remember that exactly. You know, we're doing well. We've done well that day, but unfortunately, I came off at the halftime as well. Yeah. Because I get injured. I had a backache or something. I can't remember exactly, but I couldn't remember to get in the changing room. And Kenny Jackson say, "Are you okay?" I say, "Yeah, I will try. 5 minutes." But as soon as I stood up, I couldn't move. So so I was probably gutted, and I couldn't carry on, and I stay on the bench. And to see what happened after that, it was so hard to take. But
so was that a fresh injury you just picked up on the day, or?
Yeah, I picked straight. Yeah, I think the midfield I just bent my back, and it just followed me, and I heard a little crack, and I wasn't 100%. So then at halftime, I couldn't move, so I have to come off.
I know it was a disappointing end to a brilliant season and day. What was your first like? What was it like for you? You know, 2 years previous, wasn't even in England. Now you're in England. 1 season at Plymouth. Now you're at Millwall. You're in Wembley Stadium.
It's amazing because I remember a couple of years ago when I came to England, I had a chat with my agent, talking me about the playoff, saying that's the great experience, you know, Wembley, talking about Wembley, talking about the games. And I started to think, but for me, it was just just a dream, just something, normal. But soon I went there, I tried to manage to Wembley, and I realized, I'm in now.
Yeah.
I'm in. To get twice in the same place, two years in a row as well, it was something big, something big. Jimmy from France, just 2 years ago, I was in France doing my stuff, and here I'm here at Wembley and play a final. So it was great.
Mate, that night against Leeds, you got legendary status, and still to this day, people just love talking about you, still sing about you. What do you think? What do you think gave Millwall fans that impact from how you were with them? What do you think, attributes made them feel that way about you?
I say, I try to be honest. I'm trying to be the most honest I can be, give my best every time. Even I know I'm not perfect, but I try to give 100%. I try not cheating. I'm not cheating. I just giving my best, and it works, and I think some of the fans identify themselves as me sometimes, probably, I don't know, but no, I try to be humble and to give my best.
Yeah. What was it? What was the feeling in the dressing room after that disappointment of the loss in the final? What did Kenny Jackett say to you? Can you remember? I know it was a long time ago.
If I remember, just he wasn't angry. He just saying, "Nah, okay, it's done now. We need to come back next year and to do better." That's it. So it's going to be difficult, but we managed to get back the year after that.
Yeah, and then the next season we kept pretty much the same squad together, and it's very difficult to go back the following year and try and do it again, I imagine, as a plan. And as we learned later on, which happened towards the end of your Millwall career. But one notable signing that came in that season for a fresh approach, maybe get us over the line, which it did. Steve Morrison signs for the club as well from Stevenage. What was he like tomorrow? Was he as unhappy as everyone says and miserable?
No, he's a straight guy, but no, I think he's done his job. He come in, he give us something different. He give us goal. That's what we need in this division. He brings his like you said, fresh air. He brings his strength, his ability. He gives us a platform to play with, And I think after that he has his career, and he done well for Millwall.
Yeah, he did. I mean, this season we got promoted. An opening day goal for Jimmy Abdou, Southampton away, opening day.
Yeah, remember. And I thought after that I will get 10 goals a year, but but after that I think it was my only goal for long year after that. Yeah, but great start. I was happy as well from the header as well, and it was a good start.
Good start, and as I say, things progressed. Some crazy games during that season again. A 4-4 draw away at Charlton. I remember that. It was over Christmas. You were sent off that day. Yeah,
sent off for tackle, but I think you get to see that thing because I came back after that, because after the video it showed I didn't even touch him. So I play after that. But it was because I was in the changing room and I just hit the fans. I didn't know what happened really, and at the end they came and said the 4-4 was. So yes, we're away from home as well.
Yeah, and then obviously in the return game at the Den, we end up beating them by 4-0. I think Steve Morrison got a couple that day. Another derby that's not a local derby is a team that we've already mentioned is Leeds United. We beat them away 2-0, Charlton away 4-0. At home 4-0, as I said. And then after that, we lost only 2 of the last 18 games of the season. So was there a real sense of like he's gathering momentum, getting back towards Wembley?
Yeah, of course. After the year before, the only target was to get promoted. So in any way, by the playoff or by straight away, but I think we just have a focus on that day and to get promoted. That's the only thing we had in our mind.
Yeah. We finished third that season. We play Huddersfield in the playoffs. The away leg was a non-eventful 0-0. I think, if I remember rightly, the home leg was one of the best atmospheres I've ever seen at the Den. What do you remember about that night?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I remember to be on the pitch. We couldn't even talk on each other because you have to scream. So noisy that night, but the atmosphere that night was unbelievable. And after that, I think you got pitch invasion as well. The fans were on the stadium, the crowd, everyone was so buzzing as well to because now I think at this moment we realize we in Wembley, we in Wembley for the second time as well. So it was a great night, yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously in the final, a more low-key game than the season before, but a better result for us. We win the game 1-0. How did that feel for yourself and as a squad going back the year after and getting the job done?
Great feeling, you know. That's because, like I said before, it was the only focus. No matter what happened, we want to win. We want to get promoted. So we went there with only like no choice to win. That's the thing. So we went there. Maybe it wasn't the best game of the season, but 1-0. That's a good result, and we get promoted. So buzzing, yeah.
Our skipper, centre back Paul Robinson, club legend, another one, wasn't renowned for. Well, he did score a couple of goals, but he scored in the semi-final and he scored in the final. What was he like as a skipper, Robbo?
Big man. He's a great man, great guy. You know, he's a great leader. You know, for these years, and I had a chance to play with him at Wimbledon as well. So it's the same mentality. You know, he's a winner. So you know, he was there for the big moment. He scored a goal. He did us perfectly in the semi-final and get the goal, the only goal at Wembley as well. So yeah, he's the man as well.
And then now you're back in the Championship with Millwall. Two seasons at Millwall, 2 Wembley appearances is what you're doing. It's just standard. But we finished 9th, first season back. Good season. First 6 games, win 3 of those. Opening day, Bristol City away 3-0. And so it was a good season, finishing 9th. We finished above Leicester, Watford, Crystal Palace, and Sheffield United, who were actually relegated that season. So the players, you know, you must have had a real bit, you know, a bit of momentum going into that first season back in the Championship. Did you notice a massive difference in the standard for yourself as a player?
I can't remember exactly, but obviously, you know, when you get a Championship, you have to step up. And I think for the first year, we did well. I think, like you said, we keep the momentum. And, you know, as a Millwall team, we need to play our game. And I think that's what we did this year. And we surprised many clubs. So that's why I think we had a good season as well.
Yeah, a little bit of an impact. Like they maybe wasn't expecting us to be as good as we was. You know, I mean, we did have a very good season. I'll go back to it again. I'll say, I know I've already mentioned it. It was an absolute legend overload in the squad at this point. It's David Ford, Alan Dunn, Paul Robinson, Tony Craig, yourself, Neil Harris, and Steve Morrison. So I was going to ask you a little bit about those boys, what they were like as teammates. What was Fordy like?
Fordy, let's say, Fordy he's a great guy. You know, he's a great guy when you speak to him. You know, he's humble guy. You know, he's a family guy. But as soon as he's on the pitch, he's a different animal. You know, he can switch. You know, he can switch like that. You know, because he's so focused. He's so on the game. Yeah, I think the game's so intense. He's you know, he can, you know, but as soon as the game's finished, that's it. You know, he's a cool guy. You know, you know, he can talk. You know, no problem. So yeah, that's Fordy.
What about Dunn? What about Alan Dunn? Alan Dunn, another Millwall legend.
Alan Dunn is the Millwall guy. You know, as well. All of them, I think, that they're good guy. You know, but you know, I think they got the Millwall identity. You know, soon they wear the shirt, they go on the pitch. They want to show we are Millwall. You know, so
yeah, exactly.
That's the thing that they are really.
Yeah. Well, let's fast forward it to the 2012-13 season. It's our second season back in the Championship, so it's always a difficult one because sometimes I think teams sort of work out how you play a little bit. So it was a disappointing 20th finish, but obviously the season will always be remembered again for another trip to Wembley, the FA Cup run. We beat Aston Villa 2-1 at home. Danny Shittu at the club by this point and John Marquis. Do you remember that game? Yeah. Aston Villa home 2-1?
Yeah, it was at home. Yeah, I think it's Tuesday night or something like that. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, it was a great feeling as well, you know, FA Cup, you know. So I think it's the competition where everyone want to be, you know, to play the FA game, especially against the Premiership as well. So a great night, yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously the quarter-final replay, Blackburn away, another brilliant night. Big Dan up from the back again. Whips his shirt off. He's an absolute unit, isn't he?
That's what we do, you know. That's his thing, you know. So yeah, especially now as well. Away from home, we need a big performance, and I think we did that night, and he gave us something else to go to the semi-final. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big old lump, isn't he? Big man, Danny Shitu.
Yeah. His body talk for by himself. He's a big guy. He's a big man.
What was he like as a character? He seems like a real character.
He's character, but he's a cool guy. He's a really good guy. But soon, like when he's going to fish as well, he's an animal. And I think you see yourself. But yeah, it's a cool guy. Yeah.
And then obviously, say we play against Wigan. And it was a disappointing result that day. But again, it must have been almost pinching yourself. The amount of times you've been to Wembley 3 times in 4 seasons as a Millwall player. Must have been unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You don't realize really when you play the games, after when, you take a step back, you see, yeah, okay, I play 3 times, 4 times, I don't know exactly how many, but that's the big thing. So part of that, and yeah, it was good. You must have almost been pinching yourself. What was your original contract at Millwall when you signed? For how many years was it? I think I signed 2 years.
2 years. Yeah, so by this point, then you've got a new contract. Things are going very well, 3 Wembley appearances, promotion. But then Kenny Jackett leaves the club.
Yeah.
Do you remember, what was that like for you when he left? Do you remember what happened?
Uh,
Or do you remember him saying his goodbyes to you boys?
Oh, I can't remember exactly. I think is that before the preseason start, just after? I can't remember exactly what happened. The only thing I remember is I was upset really because I knew that's the new era is gonna start again. So I really don't know where I'm gonna be, what I'm gonna do really with a new manager. So yeah, I was gutted, to be fair.
I suppose you must be. He showed so much faith in you. You're now a little bit unsure of if the new manager's going to rate you or might be going in a different direction. So it could be uncertain times for a player.
Yes, of course. That's especially when you change the manager, any player, you don't have to prove again, and hope that you're going to be on a manager's plan as well. Yeah. So yeah, he left. So now new players come in, new manager. So you need to adapt. You need to adapt yourself and try to prove yourself as well. So yeah.
Steve Lomas gets the job. Again, a very, very successful and buzz time around the club at the start of your Millwall career, and then there's a little dip for a couple of years. Then it goes really good again. But what was he like for you as a manager, Steve Lomas? I know he didn't last long.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Lucas, when he signed, I think it was a bit big for him. I don't know. The job was a bit.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Experience. Millwall, especially at Millwall. You need to prove straight away. You have no time. Especially with the fans. They're not patient. They want to see result. They want to see the team play well, the team winning. Yeah. So I think it was a bit difficult for him. And he had, I think, a lot of senior pro, character in the squad as well. You have to manage that. And it was a bit difficult at the time as well, But I think it was a bit hard. The job was for me. It was a bit hard for him.
Yeah, I agree. Because he came from managing in Scottish football, didn't he? And it's different. It's a completely different world, isn't it? A different level.
Yeah, I've never been to Scotland, but when you come in England, you have to prove yourself. I think you come from West Ham as well. It wasn't. It was straight away. You think the job's won't be easy.
Maybe with the fans, if he had 20 games to prove himself, usually as a West Ham, he only had 10.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's why.
And then obviously he loses his job. Ian Holloway comes in. It's a little bit of a merry-go-round. Neil Harris actually temporarily takes charge of the team, but we'll get onto that later. The Neil Harris connection. Ian Holloway was you getting a lot of game time under Holloway, or was not really as much?
Not as many as the year before. But with the no problem, because that's the man he signed me. He signed me from France when I was at Plymouth.
Okay.
Yeah. So he knew me a little bit, even as I think it's just at Plymouth for about 6 months, 7 months. But that's the man who brought me from France, and everything starts from him. To be fair.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realise
that. Yeah. So when he came, I knew a little bit of the guy, but yeah, he's try to do his best. But I learned a lot in the game. I learned a lot as well.
We spoke to obviously, listen, he isn't a fan's favourite, as you know, but Aidan O'Brien and Byron Webster have both been on the show and both said, they really liked him. They thought he was a good manager. Just maybe tried to change things a bit too quickly.
Yeah, maybe. To be fair, I like him, As a person, he's really a cool guy. And as a manager, I think he's passionate. He's lived the thing 100% all the time. You need some time to relax a little bit sometimes because he's so much energy all the time. But to be fair, he make me laugh, all the time. He make me laugh, to be fair.
That's what the other boys said. They said, the interviews and things that he does on camera, that's how he is all the time. There is no off switch. He's like, just, a little bit crazy. Yeah. But they said he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
So, I mean, unfortunately, it's a bit of a managerial merry-go-round for the 2013-14 season. In the 2014-2015 season, we are relegated. Ian Holloway was really the culprit for that. Neil Harris takes over towards the end but couldn't save us. It's a strange one because the season started very well. 3 straight wins. Again, 2-0 home game. First game of the season against Leeds. I remember Lee Gregory coming off the bench, actually, making his debut that day.
Yeah, bro. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, but I remember... Yeah. I don't know the score. Beaver scored, no?
Sean Williams got a penalty and Beaver's got the first. That's right, yeah. But so again, you just said that Ian Holloway brought you to England. He also signed Lee Gregory, so he did make some good decisions along his way. Lee Gregory went on to be a Millwall legend, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. He story by himself. He scored goals. He's a typical. I think he fit very well in a club. Even I think the start was a bit slow, but
yeah.
Just year after year, month after month, as soon as he gets goals, he just goals and goals and goals. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a goal machine. Him and Steve Morrison formed a formidable partnership. We'll get onto that a bit later. So yeah, I'll say we got relegated 2014, 2015. Holloway eventually gets sacked, and then Neil Harris gets the job. That was a permanent basis, wasn't it? What was that like for you, having an ex-teammate now as your gaffer?
Yeah, it's a bit weird to be fair, but Neil he know me perfectly as well, so I had no problem with that, and he just tried to take again the best of me, and he's a cool guy as well, we talk sometime after the training, after the game, because before that, he was already in the club, so we had a lot of chat. When I was not playing, he just talked me, have a chat, and try to encourage me and do my best. So he's a great guy as well.
Yeah, well, he definitely got the best out of you as a manager. And obviously, say we're relegated. What was that like? Tough to take, obviously, after all the hard work of getting up under Kenny Jackett. Sort of feels like it's all been undone,
Yeah, it's hard to take. And for me, because as well, I was end of contract as well, so I had to take some decision and to see where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do now. But obviously, with Neil is now in charge, put a lot of faith on me as well, and I didn't hesitate. When he said he want to sign me again and try to be part of his plan and try to bring the club back to the championship. So I said, let's go again. Yeah,
so what I mentioned earlier with all the legends, your Robinsons, your Tony Craigs, Craig was still there, but Fords, etc. They were sort of weaning their way out almost, and a new generation's coming through. Ben Thompson, Fred Onyedinma, Marlon Romeo, of course. 3 good players, and the face of the club was starting to change slightly. It was unlucky the first season, obviously. Then we got to the playoffs again under Neil Harris. Jed Wallace also started appearing at the time at this club. Byron Webster, Sean Williams. So yeah, it was changing. It was definitely changing. And Neil Harris had the belief we'd get back first time of asking, but again we fell short in the playoff final. But let's fast forward straight to Bradford away, because Bradford away in the playoffs for me was still to this day one of the greatest performances I've ever seen from a Millwall side.
Yeah, I remember. Well, I think they scored first, but after that we managed to score straight away. After like to get 3 goals away from home, especially at Bradford, because they had a great season as well, a really good team. So yeah, it was perfect for us. Yeah,
it was a brilliant day, mate. And then we move into the playoff final. Unfortunately, not to be our day that day. 3-1, beaten by Barnsley.
Yeah.
And now is that your fourth Wembley appearance as a Millwall player?
Yeah, it was. It was
getting like a second home for you.
Yeah, that's what I felt sometimes, you know. But no, to be fair, yeah, it was good as well to get there again. Yeah, Barnsley. That day I didn't, because we picked an injury. I don't know who get injured before in the warm up.
Byron Webster.
Webster get injured. So I don't know. I feel we tried to get a good game, but I think Barnsley that day, to be fair play to them, but they played well. They scored a goal and they won. So I think they had a run as well. Run the game. They won the GP Trophy or something. I don't know, the Carling Cup. Not the Carling Club. Can't remember. The League One and League Two Cup. I don't know the name at the time.
I know you mean. It's always changing its name. I know the one you mean.
Yeah. So they won. I think they won that as well. So they had a good run as well. But so yeah, it was good. Yeah, to be good to do well. Good to lose than that.
Yeah. What was he like? Big Byron. He was quite a character, wasn't he?
Yeah, his character, but he's the coolest guy as well. I met, you know, I think as a defender, I really liked him as a defender. You know, he's a technical ability as well as a defender. He's tall, big, you know, but he's cool on the ball. So yeah, I like to play with him. Yeah.
Was you obviously at this point you're sort of a little bit more of an experienced pro in the squad instead of a young squad of Ben Thompson, Marlon Romeo, Aidan O'Brien? Did you go to those players after the game and say, you know, look, we've been here before, you know, let's keep our heads up? And
yeah, so I tried, because I spoke to them a lot, you know, Fred, Marlon, Adrian. So I try, because I think I was room with Marlon that day as well. So yeah, I try to say, you know, to enjoy the day. You know, it's just a game. It's just a game of football, and just try to be relaxed and enjoy the day.
What was Neil Harris's reaction to us losing?
I think he kept everything inside him. I think, but he was fuming. I think that day, but it was because you know he wanted to win. He wanted to get. He had for the first year had a chance to get in the championship. You know, to get so close, and you know how hard it is to get back in the final or to get promoted straight away. It's so difficult. But I think it was upset, really upset. But you know, now you have to go again. Just say to go again and try to do better. So that's it.
Well, I mean, let's move on to the 16-17 season, 2016-2017. I think, arguably, on paper, the most successful of your seasons at Millwall. You may disagree, I don't know, but promotion and a lovely FA Cup run along the way as well.
Yeah, it was for me. Yeah, to get. I think I get injured early in the season as well. That year, but after that, you know, I tried to come back stronger. And I try to do my best every time. Like I say, all the time to have this winning mentality and to do well for the squad, work for the squad, and it helped me a lot.
When the FA Cup run was a great run. We beat a lot of Premiership teams along the way, but for me and I suppose a lot of other people, the Leicester game stands out. Another brilliant day with a brilliant atmosphere.
Yeah, we had a chance to play at home, and I think they finally give us the extra push, you know, the extra force to get through that, and to play the Premiership team and to win as well. So it's a kind of a gift we give to the fans, you know, to cheer it. So it was the great afternoon when we meet that team. Yeah.
Yeah, because we went. We lost. Jake Cooper got sent off that day, so we went down to 10 men. And I remember personally thinking we're just going to try and hang on here for a replay, and then up pops Sean Cummings.
Sean Cummings, yeah. He come with his secret, you know, this coolest guy I ever met, you know, Sean Cummings, and you know, he gave us this goal, and we are so happy after that.
Yeah, you was first on the scene with him, wasn't there? There's an iconic photo of him pointing up, and you're sort of come on, jumping on him.
Yeah,
Brilliant
yeah,
photo.
I was surprised because I remember to be just in the box, just next to him. I think I showed him to see to give me the ball, but I don't know if I was I will score that one, but he scored, so I was so buzzing. Yeah.
Someone else said as well. You just said he's a really cool guy. Someone else just said he's one of the most relaxed people you'll ever meet. Just so chilled.
Yeah, he's so chill.
Pressure gets to him.
Yeah, I think it's the West Indies guy. He's so cool. He's chill guy, but he's humble, and I really like to play with him. Yeah.
Obviously, the cup run comes to an end after we beat Bournemouth, Watford, and Leicester. Yeah, we then lose to Spurs in the last ever FA Cup match we played at White Hart Lane. Did you play that day?
I think I was on the bench, on stand. I can't remember exactly.
They were good songs, weren't they?
Yeah, it was a different game, different. So quick. We can see the difference, the level, the player, top class player. Yeah. So yeah.
Then obviously, sometimes I worry, if you look back to the 2012-13 season, a very good FA Cup run can sometimes hamper you in the league. But that didn't happen this year. We kept our focus and we have a brilliant push towards the playoffs. If I remember rightly, Ben Thompson was playing in front of you at one point, but then we started to have a little wobble, and I think the gaffer took Tomo out and he put you back in for the experience, and that helped get us over the line.
Yeah, so you mean like 2000? The last year I left, before I left, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Because this year was I didn't play that much that year, and when I came back to the team, I think I didn't play for about 2 months or something like that. And the manager just you don't have to talk to me really. He just sent me on the day and play.
Yeah.
So
come back to the absolute business end of things. Bristol Rovers away, last game of the season.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, because it was just on the day. We need the point to gain in the playoff. So it was a special day. So to score out maybe 5 minutes to go or something. I don't know exactly.
Big Hutch, 85. Yeah, 5 minutes to go. Hutchinson.
Yeah, Hutch scored a goal. It was so crazy. To get in the playoff in that way is so special as well. So yes, it was great. Yeah.
That's what I felt as a fan, that we nearly never made it. We snuck sort of on the last day, just got in, didn't we, at the end? And I just thought maybe it's meant to be now,
Yeah, so I mean, so I say, so to score that way was so crazy, yeah.
Yeah, and then the playoffs, Scunthorpe at home again, another 0-0. They came for a draw and got what they wanted, but we went back to Glanford Park, another brilliant performance from you, and we get it over the line. We get back to Wembley again. What do you remember of that day at Scunthorpe?
Yeah, I remember. They scored first. And after again, like the years before, we managed to come back. I think with a strong mentality and I think the experience as well, we managed to get through that again and get back to Wembley. Yeah.
So is that now your 5th appearance at Wembley?
Yes.
You'll be your 5th and final. You're somewhat of a seasoned pro, just Wembley alone. So you go back again. Bradford was that your last ever game for the club?
Yeah, it was my last game. Yeah.
What a way to end it. Let's talk in detail about that day then.
It's all story. When I told you just before, I didn't play that much that season, especially the second part of the season. I didn't play that much, and I played straight away the last 4 games of the season. I think the most important game of the season as well. So to finish that way and to finish, with the promotion, for me was I don't know. I couldn't even explain. I nearly cried, to be fair, on the pitch. I had a picture, in my book as well, where I just look at the sky, saying, "No, I did it." I did it again, and so it was emotional, really, that game. But at the time, I didn't really. It was my last game with the club, because for me, the story wasn't finished for me, but. Now, when you can take a step back, it was the perfect way to finish my career at Millwall, yeah. Yeah,
I mean, you was obviously delighted for yourself. How happy was you for Neil Harris, a former teammate? You done it with him as a teammate, and then you did it with him as manager as well.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, even the year before, he wasn't probably really upset by the score, but after to because now he leave as a manager. He leave, I think, as a player, but as a manager, like to bounce back from the year before and to get promoted was buzzing for him and for the whole club as well. But I think for Nearis Berry, the legend is just really just unbelievable.
Yeah. So as you say, you didn't realise at the time it would be your last game for the club. We then, as fans in the summer, get told Jimmy Abdou signs a new 1-year contract, and then immediately sent out on loan to AFC Wimbledon. And rightly so. The reason behind that, I'm assuming, was because the club wanted to give you what you rightly deserved, was a 10th season and a testimonial. Was that right?
Yeah, for place to them, they respect me for that, and they respect the job I've done for Millwall all this year, and I'm grateful for that, So to get a championship now, maybe it was the time now to keep playing, to keep playing, working out. That's what we're looking for at the time. So it was a great experience at Wimbledon as well. Obviously, to wear the shirt, the Millwall shirt every Saturday for me was a bit difficult at the beginning, but that's life, and I'm really proud of what I've done all these years. But I had a chance to come back and do my testimonial, so I'm really happy.
Yeah, played Bochum that day, didn't we? What was that like for you, testimonial, to have the fans appreciating the club, show you the respect you deserved?
It was great, especially to get in the pitch with my kids, especially the last one, because just like 3 days before, my missus gave birth, and I had a chance to take my little one to the ground. Till now, it just keeps me watching the video all the time, ask me for the video. So when I watch that, it's just emotional. It's just I realize my career at Millwall it means a lot. So I'm really pleased, grateful at Millwall,
I know you've got a lot of Millwall memories. Obviously, 10 years at the club. If you could pick maybe a standout 1 or 2 memories, what do you think they might be?
The first one would be Leeds, definitely that night. So for me, it's top one at the top over there, because for me, like I say, that's when my Millwall career really take the step up, really that night. And even my song, I think Jimmy Abdou start from that night as well.
I was about to say, I was going to ask you your favourite Millwall song, and I thought I'll probably buzz it, and I was going to ask you if we should sing it together, but I'm not sure if you want to.
So if my song was here, he will sing for you. But no, I'm not really sing.
Now you're back home in France. What would you, for those where you live in France, didn't know anything about Millwall, how would you go about trying to explain it to the average French person? Just tell them, explain Millwall to them in a little sentence. What would you say, probably?
I would say, you need to go there. You need to go there. I have no words really, but no, to be fair, so a couple of guys I've talked with, and they realize how big it is when they look at my career. Say they don't realize how is to be. They realize how is hard to stay 10 years. When I say I stay 10 years in the club, and when I say Millwall, they say, oh, that's big. It's how do you manage to do that, to stay in the club like 10 years? I say, for me, it was a normal thing. I played football and it was normal for me to stay 10 years at Millwall. It was nothing hard. It was so easy to stay there. So well, they just respect what I did, and they just say, yeah, it's big, man. It's big.
Yeah, mate. Well, listen, you are an absolute Millwall legend. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate your time, and say the fans are absolutely over the moon to you came on the show. So thanks a lot, Jimmy. Thanks for everything you did for the club, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks. See you later.
Cheers,
bye.
Mate. Thank you.